morning everyone. Okay, so today I'll talk about what are pragmatic theories and how did they influence different critics. But before rushing to the topic, I'll talk about orientation of critical theories because pragmatic theories is a part of critical theories. So to begin with, Howard Abrams is one of the most celebrated among the new critics. He has this criticism of being he is referred to as a romantic. So when we think of romanticism, we think that man is a spontaneous overflow of feelings, and there is nothing critical, there is nothing fixed to it. That if a person is talking about something, there is no that he has to think of one particular way only. He can think however he wants. So the present essay, Orientation of Critical Theories, has been introduced in his book Mirror and the Lamp. This orientation of critical theory essay is the first chapter. He explained how different orientation or standpoints from which they interpret art. Like I talked about romanticism because he is considered to be a romantic. We can interpret art however we want. An artist will interpret art in its own way, like how he drew or how he wrote his poem in every possible way. Whatever was coming into his mind, he will interpret it at that way. What state of mind that I am reading in? If I am reading in a good mood, maybe I will see that okay, this is happening. But if I am reading deep introspection mood, then I will see okay, maybe the author was feeling this. And it also it also depends on the situations and also the mighty universe. Now to make it a crux thing, Abrams quoted this thing into 4 elements, which is the universe, object, situation the work relates to, the work of art, which is the text, the artist, author, or the audience and the reader. Now if you are talking about critical theories, what are these, what is really these orientation of critical theories? Orientation is standpoints. Critical theories refers to the basic attitudes, thoughts, beliefs of a critic holds in relation to a literary work or issue. Like if I am a critic, if I am really a critic, I am critically analyzing some kind of text. Like in starting, when these classes started, I was more sort of like that if I have to criticize, then I have to take everything in negative and negative. Then sir told us that it is not necessary that you always have to be a negative critic. You can just take out the positive points and the negative points, and we can also compare it. So a critic always criticizes on base of a literature, of a work or issue. It is about knowing the direction of or aim of criticism. If I am criticizing something, then I should know that what aim on which I am criticizing and what should be the direction. I shouldn't bully the author or the writer. Okay. Now if we come on back to our topic, the 4 orientation of critical theories by Abrams. So there are mainly 4 critical theories, which are first minmatic theory. Minmatic theory is refers to as the like I told about Abrams' book, The Mirror and the Lamp, in which he has given this essay. So the mirror and the lamp. So before everything, these theories came into light and everything, minmatic theory talked about author mirror as a lamp or mirror as a light. Mirror as a lamp means if there is a mirror, I am seeing myself. Whatever I wrote, you will just understand me, and you will only think what I am trying to make you think. That what I am thinking, you should also think. So it is more sort of imitation. Mimetic means mimicry. So I am imitating someone. So orientation towards the universe, regardless literature as a mirror, reflecting reality, nature or the universe. The concept of poetry underwent a drastic change when Sidney said that poetry has a purpose. First of all, we were thinking that poetry is a reflection, is a mirror, but now Sidney is a critic, he told that poetry has a purpose. So it must achieve certain effect on the audience, and that it imitates to please the people. If I am writing something, I have this power that through my work I can inspire you, I can demotivate you, or I can lead you to think more in a wider way, that you can think about some problem going on, some social issue, some inner issue that is going on. So the author has this power. So pragmatic theory is basically the text and the audience. If the audience is sitting, and if I am talking about something, if they are seeing my work or if they are reading my work, they just don't see it and they leave. My work should have this power that the word comes here, delight and please. That even if I am writing something, the audience should be pleased. I have to write in this way that I don't only have to write whatever I want to write. I should also think of the audience, what kind of audience I am referring to it, and what will they think when they read my work, and I should have this power that they don't just close my book and go away. I should have this power that my audience will really come and sit and they would want to understand my work. So this is the crux of pragmatic theory. Now we come upon delight and peace. Like they believe that along with pleasing, it is a means to the ultimate of end of teaching. Right poets are those who imitate both delight and peace. If a poet is right, if a poet genuinely wants an audience to understand his work, he will not only force his thoughts on someone, he will actually try to delight, try to please the audience and also talk about himself, talk about his work. Then it comes in order to teach and delight. Poet imitate not what has been or shall be. He does not imitate, like he doesn't try to say that what has been or shall be, or what may be or should be. What may be and should be, these are the main points. Why am I emphasizing on these points? Because what has been or shall be, it has been done or the things are going on. But what may be or should be, it is like I am trying to fix this problem. I am trying to say that maybe we can think of this, we can think about this thing in a different way. And the central tendency of a pragmatic poet is to conceive a poem as something made in order to create effect upon the readers. If my work is able to influence even one person, then I as a poet has achieved my goal. This is something like that. And pragmatism talks about these. These are called pragmatic theories because they consider a work of art as chief as a means to end. Now, if we talk about the main people associated with it, in the view of this poetry, Richard Macon pointed out, who is a critic, pointed out Horace critically in Ars Poetica that criticism is directed in the main to instruct the people. That even if I am criticizing something, I am instructing people that what you have to do and what you not have to do. And it is not even like only he or Sidney did this. Even in Romanticism, P.B. Shelley and Coleridge also talked about these things. So it is not even only that it was confined to one period. Even P.B. Shelley and Coleridge talked about this. So it means that this particular aim, what particular theory holds some part in the universe. And we will talk about how to keep the audience in their seat until the end. We talked already about this and how to please all audience and win immortality. Horace held to the chief purpose of immortality. He advised that the poet's aim is either to profit or to please or to both or to blend these both ends. Poet also wants his profit, poet also wants to please. If I am writing something and if I have completed this work, I was able to make my audience sit till the end. And if I am writing something else, the audience is again referring to my work, they are again referring to me as a poet, they want to read my work. So it is a profit for me and I am also able to please the audience. So it means that there is a blend between these. Now there comes another critic, that is J.M.B.T. said that if poetry instructs, it only pleases more effectively. If poetry is instructing someone, it is pleasing someone effectively. These rules are inherent in the qualities of such each excellent work of art and serve equally to guide the artist in making and judging any further product. This is why Dr. Johnson called Dryden the father of English criticism, who first thought that merit of a composition. He established these principles. Like before, there was nothing such as criticism. There was just work. But there was not anyone who can come and question about the composition. That why did you write in this way? Why didn't you write in that way? What was the main purpose behind writing this? And what the thing is actually talking about? Is it good for society? Is it bad for society? So he actually gave the critics the liberty to talk about it and to actually come and criticize and everything. Establish those principles which point out the poetry, like painting has an end to please. If I am watching something, if I have seen a painting, my point of view is different, someone else's point of view is different. But if I am being pleased to it, if I am being connected to it, then the poet's purpose, the poet's pleasure has been served. And if we talk about the crux, pragmatic criticism is concerned first and foremost with the ethical impact any literary text has upon an audience. Whatever, it is not only poetry, it is also a text, that any literary impact, if something is giving impact on me, if something is really keen that yes, this thing will have an impact on me, because first we talk about that poetry has a purpose. Before there was nothing such thing that poetry has a purpose. So this was a major drastic change, that poetry has a purpose. So we had to imbibe those things and then criticize it. Regardless of art's other merits or failings, the primary responsibility or function of art is social in nature. Despite of everything, we should leave everything. What is the main thing? Society. So impact should be in social in nature. assessing, fulfilling and shaping the needs, wants and desires of an audience should be the first task of an artist. So if we even talk about something else, the artist wants to produce this, I want to produce that, even before starting it, the artist should think about his audience and then refer to his work as like how will the audience perceive.